Hello everyone, welcome to all of you in this series of 100 most important topics or very important topics for the UPSC Civil Services Prelims Examination 2026. In the first video I have already discussed about the important elements, important facts, concepts associated with the topics like Indus Valley civilization and then the Mauryan art and architecture. So now our next topic is the Buddhist architecture. Buddhist architecture. So under Buddhist architecture, basically we have to study about Stupa, Chaitya and the Vihara. Clear dear? Stupa, Chaitya and Vihara. So first starting with the Chaitya, then coming on to the Vihara and finally to the Stupa. Or yes, first starting with Chaitya. Chaitya is a kind of prayer hall. Prayer hall. And towards the rear end of the prayer hall or this Chaitya, we have a Stupa as well. Stupa as well. So Chaitya represents what? A prayer hall. Getting my point? Now, important Chaityas built in the post-Mauryan period. Post-Mauryan period under the reign of the Satvahana rulers towards the western part of Maharashtra or western Deccan are Bhaja, Karla, Kanheri, Nasik, Pital Khora. These are the name of the places where we have the evidence of the Chaitya. In fact, UPSC has already asked a question कि Chaitya represents what? A prayer hall. So it was a rectangular hall. And if the Chaitya belongs to the Hinayana, then you will find what? You will find the Stupa. And if the Chaitya belongs to the Mahayana sect, then you may find the statue of Gautam Buddha or Bodhisattva. And the Chaitya of the Mahayana sect is normally more decorated than the Chaitya of the Hinayana sect. Now moving towards the Vihara. Vihara represents what? A residential place for the Buddhist monks and nuns. Vihara or monastery, residential place for monks and nuns. Normally Vihara looks like this. This is the porch, this is the hall, and these are the small cells, small rooms you can say. For whom? For the Buddhist monks. Clear? Now the viharas are of two types. One is called rock cut and the second is structural. Examples of the Buddhist vihara built in the post-Mauryan period under the reign of the Satvahanas, like here at Bhaja, Karla, Kanheri, Nasik, Pitalkhora, even the Ajanta cave number 9 and 10 built in the reign of the Satvahana rulers. So here we have the Chaitya and as well as the Buddhist Vihara as well. Clear na? Then in the Gupta period, in the Gupta period we have Buddhist Vihara at Ajanta, and at Bagh. Where is Bagh? Bagh, it is in Madhya Pradesh. Ajanta, Maharashtra, on to the bank of which river? Vaghora river. Clear? Then in the post-Gupta period, we have the Buddhist rock cut caves or Buddhist Vihara at Ajanta. Getting my point? Then at Ellora, then at Elephanta as well. Then here you must memorize the few important Buddhist Viharas located in Arunachal Pradesh, located in the Sikkim area, located in the Ladakh region. You must memorize it, dear. Like in the Ladakh area, we have Hemis. We have the Hemis and also the Spituk. Then in the Himachal Pradesh, we have Tabo. And in the Sikkim, we have Rumtek. Very, very important. Rumtek Buddhist Vihara. Then in Arunachal Pradesh, India's largest Buddhist Vihara, and that is called Tawang. Very, very important. You must memorize all these important Viharas. Now coming on to the Stupa. So let me show you the image of the Stupa. See here. Stupa. Normally, the stupa is built over a raised platform. Stupa is hemispherical structure built over a raised platform known as Medhi. And this hemispherical structure or inverted bowl shaped structure is called And. And at the top of the And we have a small railing like structure called Harmika. And Harmika represents the most important part of the Buddhist stupa. Harmika represents abode of God. Then in the Harmika, we have one vertical structure known as Dand and the three cross structure called Chhatra. Getting my point? Then here we have small railings called Vedika. Small railings, this is the small railings known as Vedika. And in this Vedika, we have the four gateways representing the four cardinal direction known as T is equal to Torana. Remember dear, Torana. And see here we have the Torana of the Sanchi Stupa. Remember, the Torana represents the most decorated part of the stupa. The highly decorated part of the stupa is what? The Torana. And the four Torana represents the four cardinal direction of the stupa. This is the Sanchi Stupa in Madhya Pradesh. Clear na? So now stupa contains the relics of the Gautam Buddha. It may contains the relics of his favorite disciples. Like if you will visit to the Sanchi, then in the Sanchi stupa number 3, and we have the relics of the two favorite disciples of Gautam Buddha, Sariputra and Maudgalayan. Remember, in the Sanchi Great Stupa or Sanchi Stupa number 1, we don't have the relics of the Sariputra and Maudgalayan. We have the relics of these two students, disciple of Gautam Buddha in another stupa located where? In the Sanchi. Sariputra and Maudgalayan. Very, very important. Near to Sanchi, we have Satdhara. There is a place near to the Sanchi, And at the Satdhara, once again, we have the relics of the Sariputra and Maudgalayan. So normally the stupa contains the relics of Gautam Buddha or the relics of his disciples or the relics of the prominent Buddhist monks. Getting my point? Yes, so uh, so that was the conceptual part associated with what? With the stupa. Now, please wait. Stupas. So important stupas. Already discussed this point that before Ashoka or just after the death of Gautam Buddha, his body relics were divided into 8 parts and 8 stupas were built. Ashoka, according to the Buddhist text, did what? He dug out all those previous 8 stupas, took out the relics of the Gautam Buddha, redistributed them and constructed how many stupas? Answer is 84,000 Buddhist stupas. And the prominent stupas built by Ashoka, already discussed. Sanchi, the great stupa of Sanchi. Where is Sanchi? Madhya Pradesh. Then Bharhut stupa. Where is Bharhut stupa? Answer is once again Madhya Pradesh. Then Kesariya stupa, North Bihar. Then Dharmarajika stupa. One is at Takshashila, second one is at Sarnath, already discussed. And not only this, Ashoka also did what? Repaired and enlarged the stupa of Konaga Muni. All these points I have discussed. Now, the construction material that Ashoka used in the construction of the stupas were bricks, mud, and timber. Bricks, mud, and timber. Remember this point, dear. Then in the post-Mauryan period, what happened? Like at Sanchi and Bharhut, in the reign of the Sunga rulers, the Sanchi stupa and Bharhut stupa were repaired, and it was repaired by which material? Answer is sandstone. Sandstone. When in the post-Mauryan period, the Sanchi stupa, Bharhut stupa of Madhya Pradesh repaired by which material? Answer is by the sandstone. In fact, in the repair or in the construction of one of the Torana at Sanchi, the Satvahana rulers donated. So they donated generously in the construction of one of the Torana where at Sanchi. Remember, these are very, very important points. Normally in books we study that in the reign of the Sunga rulers, the Sanchi and the stupa at Bharhut were repaired. But normally we do not study this part. Which part? That in the repair or in the construction of Torana, who donated at Sanchi? Answer is the Satvahanas. Clear, dear? Then from here we are in the post-Mauryan period. So in the post-Mauryan period, we have the stupa of Amravati. Where is Amravati? Andhra Pradesh. Near which river? Near Krishna river. And in the post-Mauryan period or in ancient India, Amravati was called Dhanya Katak. Dhanya Katak. It was called Dhanya Katak. And in the reign of the Satvana rulers like Pulumavi, this Amravati stupa was built or constructed. Clear? So that was all about what? All about the stupa architecture, or you can say the Buddhist architecture. Now from here we are moving towards our new topic, and that topic is called rock cut architecture. Rock cut architecture. So in ancient and early medieval India, we have rock cut architectures related to Ajivika sect, then Buddhism, then Jainism, and Hinduism. The rock cut architecture of Barabar Hills and N is equal to Nagarjuni Hills, already discussed. At Barabar Hills, South Bihar, Mauryan Emperor Ashoka constructed 4 rock cut caves: Vishwa Jhopadi, Karn Chaupad, Sudama, and the Lomas Rishi. Lomas Rishi, very, very important. Very, very important. Lomas Rishi. See here, we have this the gateway entrance of this Lomas Rishi cave. And very much similar to this Lomas Rishi cave, we have one more cave located in Andhra Pradesh, Gunte Pale, but that was built not in the Mauryan period, rather in the post-Mauryan and in the Gupta period. Gunte Pale, very much similar to this Lomas Rishi cave. So 4 rock cut caves built by Ashoka, and these rock cut caves of Barabar Hills represents the earliest man-made caves in India. Then came his grandson Dasrath, and near to Barabar Hills we have Nagarjuni Hills, and here Dasrath constructed 3 rock cut caves. Clear na? 3 rock cut caves, and similar to his grandfather, he donated those 3 rock cut caves to whom? So donated those 3 rock cut caves to the Ajivika monks. Clear, my dear? So this point I have already discussed. Then in Buddhism, I have discussed so many rock cut caves, like in the post-Mauryan period, Satvahana, in the reign of the Satvahana rulers towards the western Deccan or western Maharashtra, we have the Buddhist rock cut caves built or constructed where? At Bhaja, Karla, Kanheri, Pitalkhora, Nasik, and Ajanta. Ajanta cave number 9, Ajanta cave number 10. All these caves, Buddhist rock cut caves, Bhaja, Karla, Kanheri, Pitalkhora, Nasik, Ajanta cave number 9 and 10, built in the post-Mauryan period in the reign of the Satvahanas. From here we are moving towards the Gupta period, and in the Gupta period we have Ajanta cave number 16, 19, 20, then Bagh. Where is Bagh? Madhya Pradesh, and all the caves at Madhya Pradesh belongs to the Buddhism. Clear? Then in the post-Gupta period, we Ellora, few caves like cave number 1 to 12 belongs to Buddhism. Then 12 to 29 belongs to Hinduism, and 30 to 34 belongs to Jainism. Where? At Ellora, Maharashtra. Then at Elephanta. Where is Elephanta? Elephanta is an island near to the Mumbai in Arabian Sea, and Elephanta, the rock cut architecture of Elephanta declared as World Heritage Site. Ellora, World Heritage Site. Ajanta, World Heritage Site. So you all have to study all the World Heritage Sites of India. Compulsory, you all have to cover it. So Elephanta. So here few caves, not all, few caves at Elephanta, part of Buddhist rock cut architecture. Getting my point? Now, towards what? The important rock cut caves related to the Jainism. Now we are in Odisha, near to Bhubaneswar. We have two hills, Udaygiri Hills and Khandgiri Hills. So Udaygiri Hills and Khandgiri Hills. At Udaygiri Hills we have 18 rock cut caves, and at Khandgiri, near to the Udaygiri, we have 15 rock cut caves, and these rock cut caves constructed by the great ruler of Kalinga, Odisha, called Kharvela. He was from which dynasty? He was from Chedi or Mahamegvahan dynasty, and he constructed these rock cut caves for whom? For the Jaina monks. So these are very, very important, dear. At Udaygiri caves, you have to memorize it, two important caves. This is called the Hathi Gumpha cave, Hathi Gumpha. And here we have the inscription of this great ruler of Kalinga, and the Hathi Gumpha inscription records the achievement of Kharvela, written in Brahmi script Prakrit language, records the achievements of Kharvela. Undated inscription found where? This Hathi Gumpha inscription. Then in Udaygiri hills at Bhubaneswar, we have one more cave called Rani Gumpha. Rani Gumpha, the two-storied cave, and this is the largest cave of Udaygiri and as well as Khandgiri. Then so these and the Kharvela belongs to which period? Post-Mauryan period. Next is what? Next cave is Setan Vasal. Setan Vasal, my dear. Where is Setan Vasal? Tamil Nadu. And Setan Vasal caves belongs to Jainism. It was built in the reign of Pallava ruler. Built in the reign of Pallava ruler. And the Setan Vasal caves famous for what? Famous for Jaina mural paintings. Now from here we are moving towards rock cut caves related to Hinduism. So now we are in the Gupta period. So in Madhya Pradesh, in Vidisha, Madhya Pradesh, we have Udaygiri hills. So here we have around 20 rock cut caves, mostly belongs to Hinduism, and 2 rock cut caves belongs to Jainism. Udaygiri hills, not of Odisha or Kalinga. I am talking about the Udaygiri hills of Madhya Pradesh. Here the rock cut caves belongs to Hinduism and Jainism, but most of the rock cut caves belongs to Hinduism. So one of the earliest Hindu rock cut caves, Udaygiri hills, Madhya Pradesh, not Kalinga. Udaygiri of Kalinga or near Bhubaneswar belongs to Jainism, but here both Jainism and Hinduism, and most of the caves Hinduism. And this is what? This is the Varaha statue found where? In the Udaygiri caves, Madhya Pradesh. Then we are in Ellora. Ellora, this is the cave number 16, and here we have what? We have the Kailasnath temple built by Rashtrakuta ruler Krishna first, and this Kailasnath temple represents the climax, the epitome of the rock cut architecture, not only for India but for the entire world. This Kailasnath temple was built by cutting down a part of the hill. See the image? It was built by whom? Rashtrakuta ruler Krishna first in post-Gupta period. Already discussed in Ellora, we have rock cut caves related to Buddhism, related to Hinduism, and related to Jainism. 1 to 12 Buddhism, then up to 29, 13 to 29 Hinduism, and 30 to 34 Jainism. So this is the rock cut cave number 10 at Ellora. This is called Vishwakarma cave or Carpenter's cave and belongs to what? Buddhism. Once again, we are in the post-Gupta period and we are in the Karnataka. In Karnataka, we have Badami rock cut caves and Aihole rock cut caves. And here the rock cut caves built in the reign of the Chalukya rulers of Vatapi. Chalukya rulers of Vatapi. And what is so special about the Badami and about the Aihole? One of the earliest mural paintings related to Hinduism found where at Badami caves. Earliest evidence of mural paintings related to Hinduism. I am not saying related to Buddhism, because one of the or India's earliest mural paintings related to Buddhism found where at Ajanta, and the mural paintings of Ajanta is older than the mural paintings of Badami. But as far as the mural paintings related to Hinduism are concerned, so we have the earliest examples, we have the earliest evidence of the the Hindu mural paintings found where? Badami caves, Karnataka. Built by whom? By the Chalukyan rulers. So at Badami and at Aihole, we have the rock cut architecture related to Hinduism. But remember, dear, at Aihole we have the rock cut architecture related to Hinduism, related to Jainism, and related to Buddhism as well. But as far as the rock cut architecture of Badami caves are concerned, here we have the rock cut architecture of Hinduism and the rock cut architecture of Jainism. Clear? So that was all about whom? That was all about the rock cut architecture. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.